The biggest attack against Donald Trump right now, in addition to, of course, him being a fascist who seems to have an admiration for Adolf Hitler, but I think an even bigger attack, one that is definitely under his skin, are the attacks that claim he's exhausted. He can't do interviews. He's canceling events. And Donald Trump doesn't like that. His campaign, of course, has come out recently and said he's got more stamina than anybody that's ever run for president in the history of people running for president. That's actually what they said, more stamina than anybody that's ever run for office. But the truth is, we have seen what's happening with Donald Trump's events. He has canceled half a dozen events in just the last week, and the few events that he is doing, almost every single one of them, he's been sitting down. He's not getting up and walking around the stage anymore. He's just low energy. Let me sit. I don't want to stand up. Oh, this is exhausting. I don't want to be here. He can't, has no real energy in his voice. And what I find even more remarkable, something that is being overlooked, is that nearly every single event he has done in the last week and a half has been during the day. He's not doing stuff at night anymore, which lends credence to the theory that he may be sundowning, which of course is when your mental faculties, due to some external reason, either degeneration, an underlying medical condition, or whatever it is, but your mental faculties get worse as the day goes on. So his campaign is having to make him do everything in the early part of the day so that they don't hit that sundowning point and he just goes totally berserk on stage. All of this put together paints the picture of a man who is in fact exhausted and cannot do the job. But, as I said, those attacks are getting under Donald Trump's skin. So what he has decided to do now is take those attacks and deflect them right back onto the people that are making those attacks against him. And he did it this week against a man who is clearly not sundowning, a man who is showing zero signs of cognitive decline and appears to have more energy now than when he served as president of the United States. And that man happens to be former President Barack Obama, who, for the record, is 63 years old, 15 years younger than Donald Trump, who is 78. But during an event this week, Donald Trump directed his anger at these exhausted attacks by saying this about Obama. I'm glad they're bringing him out. The reason they're bringing him out, because he doesn't even want to do it. I think he's exhausted. I watched him talking. I think the guy's exhausted. And I never say a guy's looking old, but he's looking a little bit older, isn't he? There's nothing wrong with that, but he's exhausted. Okay, you literally said he's exhausted 3 different times in like 4 sentences. So who's the exhausted one, right? The man who can't come up with a new way to say something and has to repeat it over and over and over again? Or is it the guy who's up on stage, big smile on his face, kind of leaning on the podium, having some fun there, rapping with Eminem? I don't think that guy's exhausted. I think the one who constantly repeats himself is the guy that's exhausted, the guy who can't even stand up for a rally anymore. But I'll give you this, yeah, Obama's looking older. Do you know why? Let me tell you a little secret here. Because he's gotten older. You go back and look at my videos from when I was doing Go Left TV. Oh, Farron looks older. Yeah, I do. Because I'm older. That was 17 years ago. I've aged a bit. I've put on a little weight. I've lost a little more hair. But I definitely have far more energy today than I did back then. So looking older is not the same thing as feeling older. And Obama is not showing any signs of being exhausted. I mean, if anything, Obama could have come out sooner and put this whole thing to rest. When we saw him this week campaigning for Harris, that much was evident. Like Obama, if he wanted to, with his charisma, with his speaking style, with his presence, that is still just like, ugh, that's Obama. I don't care if you love him or hate him, you gotta admit, the guy's pretty damn cool, right? I mean, for real. He really genuinely is. He could have put Donald Trump away a long time ago by coming out and doing this for Harris. Trump is lucky that this man decided to sit on the sidelines for so long. But either way, the attacks that he is exhausted are clearly getting to Donald Trump to the point where he has to try to deflect them onto a man 15 years his junior, who is obviously very full of energy. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.